like to officially welcome you all to the Future of HR Virtual Summit. It's a first for Topco, and I'm sure for many of you it's also a first. There seems to be a shift where HR is now really the influential driving force in terms of choosing this leadership team.
In my mind, I've come to an understanding that culture and strategy are one and the same. So the fact that they used culture as the guiding force right in the beginning of the organization, and they have kept that sacred, has been incredibly interesting to watch.
We leverage technology, we leverage scale, and much of our jobs as HR practitioners can be shaved off and outsourced into chatbots, automation, shared service centers, so that the time that we spend with our leaders is focused on coaching, mentoring, culture, leadership potential, the stuff that requires higher intelligence. And I mean that not from an IQ perspective, but from a conversational behavior, humane perspective.
I also find that it's important that you mirror the behaviors that you want to see, that you actually recognize and you give recognition towards individuals that actually live, drive, and also embed and inculcate the organizational cultures in the organization. So you need to also reward that. What tends to happen, the focus tends to be on results driven. So even when you're going into, and I'm being very technical now, into performance contracting, you're contracting on results, on sales targets, and not necessarily focusing on the softer side of things that's required, which is, are you living the core values? Are you living the culture that's embedded in the organization, which tend to be equally important. So
I really love that we the development of leaders be deliberate, and take those uncomfortable steps. I mean, when you hire somebody from outside, let's be honest, you are trusting on a 30-minute discussion that you have with that person, and probably as psychometric and other things. But here is a person that has shown loyalty, that has successfully run a few projects that they might fail, but if you really help them, they can get somewhere. So if we don't do that, then we are always going to be going to Nicola's point, to be poaching around, and sometimes you poach wrongly. Can you think about it? You poach wrongly, and then you have an expensive problem sitting with you, and then you have to go through the process to get rid of that problem.
But what we're saying is that even me, as I stand today, the job in 10 years is very, very different. So I best get myself skilled to do an HR job of the future. And that applies across the board. So we're shifting from the rehiring concept to the reskilling, which is what the conversation needs to be today.